Kind of a weird week this week. I don't have any food truck events. I don't have anything like that going on. But unfortunately, this is the week that we are going to be closing our doors for our Downtown Salem location. We've known this has been coming for a couple months now. We've been working towards getting this that location sold to a new tenant to buy all our equipment and take over the lease. But we just got all our paperwork signed. Our lease is coming to an end, and it's time for us to close the doors and move on. There's multiple reasons as to why it's time to let that location go, but the main thing is just downtown is not very viable for our business anymore. We're doing much better at the south location, and so unfortunately we just gotta close that one in order for us to be able to grow and keep going on in the future. And so it's unfortunately a necessary sacrifice. So it's not going to be a traditional vlog. Probably not going to show every single day, but it's going to be more of a ode to the Downtown Salem location. It's going to be a little bit of a hard week, a little bit of a sad week, but we're going to get it done. And all of our staff there is going to be moving to South Salem. And actually, I'm heading to downtown now to kind of break the news to them and let them know that we're moving them over to South. So it's going to be a different week for sure, but we'll see how it goes. It's been an emotional day, and it's only Tuesday. We have 3 more days of this. So I went ahead and bought myself a box of chocolates and some new boots. Got myself some Dockers, and I'm watching Lost. So, comfort. I'm here at Bo&Vine downtown, basically for one last time. We're gonna be cleaning this place out today. Oh, there's a homeless person sleeping in the shelter. I hope she didn't just take a poop. She just pulled her pants up. Great. Well, not my problem anymore. So it's the last day. Well, we already had the last day, but today we're gonna be cleaning out all of our stuff, all of our food product and food product, and getting it out of here to leave this place clean and ready for the next people. So I'm just gonna go over some spots that I have some significant memories from. Just tell you about some of the fun memories that I have with this store. One last time, if we don't clean the leaves off the roof, we get a significant water drip right there that comes down and drips about right here. You can kind of plan it. But it happened once before we opened, and we thought it was a fluke. Then it happened again the fall after we had opened. And so it was like a super busy day. I think it was one of my first evenings that I didn't have to be here. And then I got a call saying the roof was leaking. And so I ran down with a rake. I hopped on the roof and I raked the leaves away. I didn't have boots. I was just in tennis shoes. And I think I have a picture of my legs, but that's a fun thing that we always had to watch. So every fall we had to clear the leaves to make sure that we weren't gonna have a leak there. I built everything in here. We had a scissor lift in here during the whole renovation actually. And my mom and I were on that scissor lift for a full day painting the ceiling black. We decided to roll it, and that may have been a mistake because it took just forever. And then from there, we painted the walls down. These are such high ceilings that it was really nice having that scissor lift so we didn't have to keep climbing a ladder. But we painted this entire place. I built all these booths. The tables were black walnut that we had donated by a local tree service. Okay, so here's a memory of Grace. It's basically the first time that we talked or interacted. And so I'm in the back working. Lily comes back to get me and she says, hey, there's this girl here looking for a job. She has an application. Do you want to come talk to her? And I said, we're not really hiring, but sure. And so Grace is standing here at the front counter, and I come up and she says like, hi, I'm Grace or something. I don't remember what she says, but I know I come up and I'm like, hey, thanks for submitting the application. Unfortunately, right now we're not hiring. So we'll put it on file and we'll call you if a position comes up. And that was it. And I walk away. Thank God, 2 or 3 months later, a position opened up and I told Peter to call her. And so that's when she got hired. And from there is history, I guess. So in here, it was probably like, I have a picture of it. The picture's like right here of me and Peter cleaning up oil. One of the fryers didn't get cleaned in the morning, and I was too paranoid about it producing bad product, and so we decided to clean it midday. So we turned it off at like 1 o'clock, and then we had some steel canisters to pour the oil in. And turns out there was a little bit of water left in that steel canister, and so we ended up, as soon as it hit that water, it boiled immediately and spilled everywhere. And so we had to clean up basically half a deep fryer of oil off the floor in the middle of the day. And this kitchen is so open, there's no door there, so anyone ordering is right there staring at us. And it was so angry, but looking at the pictures, I mean, it was just a fun time. I'm smiling and Peter's smiling. We all just ended up having fun with it. This grill is the best purchase that I ever made. We started this store with a different grill, a cheaper grill, one that didn't have a thermostat, which is common. I mean, most places don't do a flat grill with the a thermostat, but that old grill it was so temperamental. We couldn't get the temperature right, and it just took so long for us to figure out how to use it that as soon as we saw that this place was a success, as soon as we had a little bit of money, I ordered a new grill. This grill was probably 10 times the cost of that original grill, and it was delivered on like a Wednesday, and these are heavy. And so me and Chris and Peter and maybe even Sean, we had to tip it on its side, take it from the sidewalk all the way down the hallway, and then it was stored right there until Sunday when my dad and I took it off, or put it up, and it's been here basically ever since. This is where we would kind of end up hanging out. I would more than likely lean on this fridge here, and this is where we would have important meetings and talk just in the middle, and the most fun would happen here. Grace painted over it this last summer, but these walls used to be lined with graffiti of just names of people and little catchy phrases and things of just everyone that's spent their time here. In here we got Danny DeVito. I don't know who put that up. I don't know why it's here. And this is a spot I would shout, "Let's play hide and seek," and then I would end up right there basically every time. But we had a lot of fun. Those early months, we would do some just crazy wacky stuff. It was so busy that we had to do fun stuff to kind of keep our minds off of the workload that we had. But we had a lot of fun. I got a call that the kitchen was flooding and everything was backed up, and it was at the main, and so we had water coming up through that floor drain there, and we couldn't use any of the sinks. I had to run here from something I was doing, and I think I was wearing my brand new Converse, my brand new white Converse, and I didn't want to get them dirty, so there was inches of water, and I just took my shoes off and went barefoot. And so took care of that leak, and then I think I had to do all the dishes while being barefoot. But sometimes you got to make some sacrifices. We used to have to keep our actual like garbage bins in here before we got a dumpster. And so there's lots of stories of people trying to get stuff up from here and climbing on the garbage bins and falling. But we didn't want that to happen anymore, so we stopped that. In this storage room, again, we did replace this floor. This is the very back of the whole building. We don't have a back door access. That fridge, this fridge, were here when we purchased the place. When we took the lease. These freezers are new. We used to have a chest freezer that was right here, and I used to lay on it in the early days, taking naps. My favorite story is grand opening. I was so out of it. We had already been slammed through our soft opening, way busier than we should have been, and then our grand opening hit just so hard. We had our first day of grand opening, and it was fine. Like, I was dead tired. Got out of here at like 11 o'clock that night, went home, slept for maybe 6 hours, and then ended up back here at 7 to try and bake bread. And I got the bread proofing, threw bacon in the oven, and then I would go lay down in the dining room because I was just so tired and sick, and I hadn't eaten, I hadn't drinking water, and it was just getting to me. And so I would take power naps, come back, do bacon, do everything, and then finally, when we opened, I got like 2, maybe 3 hours on the line with my crew. I mean, we had 9 people, 2 o'clock hits, and I am dead. I am tired, I am nauseous, I have brain fog, and I hop off the line for a second, and I end up in this room here, throwing up, and uncontrollably vomiting. Then I would clean myself up, put on a good face, try and go help a little more, and then come back. And then finally, I would tell everyone, I'm like, I'm sorry guys, I can't do this. And I end up back here. This was before we had this silver fridge, and I curl up right here, and I fall asleep. And I slept basically through dinner. I think I got up at like 6 o'clock and felt a little bit better, got up, hopped on the line and helped. Luckily, we had Sunday off, so the next day I was able to recover and get back to it. But those first couple months, I was doing open to close shifts every day of the week. I was trying to hire anyone that walked in the door, and that's how I got some of my favorite employees. That's how I got Brian Wagner. That's how I got Sean. I know there's more that I got in those first couple months that turned out to be great people. But that's why this store means so much to me. Is I sacrificed so much to get it to where it is, and really put all my effort, literal blood, sweat, and tears into this place. And look at what we made of it. And so I'm very proud of what we've done, and sad to see this one go, but we've done so much with it, and can't thank this place enough. But change is hard. You got to make sacrifices in order to grow, and in order for Bo&Vine to keep growing and to keep having these memories with great people, we got to let go of this store. So it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. And we're going to move forward, and we're going to do really great things with Bo&Vine, even with losing this location. But that's probably it. I have more stories, I'm sure, but those are... I don't think I said anything about Grace. I met my wife here.
Hey, what up, Bo&Vine? Downtown's the best location ever. What up, OG Bo&Vine?